They are the restaurants that we cherish and hold a special place in our hearts, where warm and welcoming staff greet us with a smile and make us feel like cherished guests. These are the establishments that whisk us away on a culinary adventure, and no detail is overlooked in offering extraordinary dining experiences. It is where we choose to toast our achievements and celebrate milestones with our loved ones. They are the distinguished restaurants of North America, and every DiRōNA has a story. Nesso, a standout restaurant located in the heart of Indianapolis, Indiana. Specializing in coastal Italian cuisine, Nesso combines fresh, vibrant ingredients with innovative techniques to create dishes that capture the essence of Italy's seaside regions. The restaurant's modern, elegant ambiance, combined with a commitment to exceptional service, makes it a top destination for food lovers in Indianapolis. With a menu featuring everything from handcrafted pastas to exquisite seafood, Nesso brings a refined yet approachable dining experience to the city. Today, I have the pleasure on Every DiRōNA Has a Story with Roddy Kirshenman of Nesso Restaurant in Indianapolis, Indiana, and also Director of Operations of the Cunningham Restaurant Group. Roddy, thanks for joining me today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Now, Nesso, Indianapolis, Indiana, but I know this likely isn't your first start in the restaurant industry. Give us a bit of history of yourself through the restaurant space.
After graduating college, I was in Chicago trying to become a commodity options trader and realized that I was not very good at it, and had a friend that was moving to Aspen, Colorado. So I decided to tag along. And my first job I got hired as was a busser in a kind of mid-level casual Italian restaurant on the base of Aspen Mountain. Through that process, I ended up waiting tables by the end of the year. And then as the season ended, ended up moving back home to Omaha, Nebraska, where I'm originally from, and started my kind of restaurant journey. After that, I worked at a independent Italian restaurant in Omaha for about 6 years, I guess. And then moved to Indianapolis in 2000 to be the assistant general manager and beverage director, I guess, at Ruth Chris Steakhouse here in Indianapolis at one of their locations here. After a kind of short stint there, I moved on to working for a kind of local celebrity chef, Tony Hanslet, who he and his wife had opened up a regional Italian restaurant here in town in an old house. So I worked there for about 2.5 years until, unfortunately, some business decisions that were made with his partner and himself kind of led to the closure of that restaurant. And then after that, worked with Ocean Air Seafood Room, which is now part of Landry's Corporation. We actually received a DiRōNA award there when I was assistant general manager, and then left Ocean Air Seafood Room in 2009 and started with the Cunningham Restaurant Group. Worked at one of our Stone Creek locations originally, and then moved on to open up quite a few different concepts within our company. First one being Mesh on Mass, which was our kind of first endeavor into the downtown arts district area of Indianapolis. And then took a quick break from the restaurant group, thinking that the grass was greener on the other side, and realized that it was not. So I kind of came back to the company and opened up Union 50 and a myriad of other concepts, and then ended up landing at Nesso in 2018 as the opening general manager. And that's kind of where we are now. Obviously, COVID hit. Things shifted around and ended up becoming a director of operations in 2021.
Now, Nesso is, if I'm correct, one of 45 restaurants under the Cunningham Restaurant Group.
Yes, we have about 45 locations. Within those 45 locations, I believe we are at about 16 different concepts at the moment. Nesso is our Italian concept, and it's the one and only.
Now, unique location for Nesso. I believe it's inside a hotel there in Indianapolis. Am I correct?
Yes, it is inside the Alexandra Hotel, which is a boutique hotel kind of at the southern end of downtown. Eli Lilly is across the street from us, which is a large pharmaceutical company, as you probably have heard of them. And we are within walking distance of Lucas Oil Stadium, which is where the Colts play their home games, multitude of concerts, and also in walking distance to Gainbridge Fieldhouse is where the home of the Pacers and the Indianapolis Fever, which has become a huge draw for Indianapolis now, which is great.
Tell us a bit more menu. I'm assuming Italian based, but anything unique that patrons can find out about?
Yeah, I mean, Nesso, we've the concept has kind of evolved over time since we've been open since 2018. We've evolved over time, and we now offer, I think, a really distinct view of Italian cuisine. Kind of, as we know, Italian cuisine is based on the best ingredients around you, right? And it's our interpretation of what those ingredients are and how we present them to people. We provide fresh made pasta. So we have a full time person who extrudes pasta for us, and which is really great. It gives us a lot of freedom and kind of sets us apart from other concepts around town. We do make all of our own bread in house, all of our desserts in house as well. Yeah, it's a pretty unique experience, I think. And we just started adding a small 4-course tasting menu to our menu, which we just rolled out in April. And I think the eventual goal with that is that this is something that will kind of change on a regular basis, kind of based on the idea would be to focus on different regions of Italy and the cuisine of that region, as long as well doing wine pairings with wines from that region as well.
Interesting. One thing I've always noticed about Italian restaurants is that more so than most other themed restaurants, staff stay forever. I don't know if it's always because of a good home feeling to the restaurant or such. Have you had a lot of staff there? You've been there now 6 years. You had a lot of other staff play a major role in the location.
Yeah, we have a pretty dedicated staff. We actually just went through a kind of a shift in bringing on some new team members as some of our long term team members moved on to other careers and moved out to other cities. But yeah, we've got a very loyal team there. Most of our team members have been with Nesso probably the last 4 years. So it's pretty nice long term retention. Yeah, I think that comes in part to serving Italian food is fun. I think we provide a really nice atmosphere for our staff and for our guests to be able to provide them with a great experience. And yeah,
Excellent. Tell me a bit about the wine list, which is always something that most diners make their way to first in an Italian restaurant. Is what's going to pair perfect with this pasta. Tell us a bit about the wine list and what your selections are.
yeah. So the wine list is 100% Italian. I really try to focus in on family owned wineries that practice um, good farming, sustainability, um, that are tried and true to the region that they come from. They show a sense of place, and really focus in on classic producers from classic regions. It's pretty diverse. We are, I would say, pretty heavily influenced by Piedmont with Barolo and Barbaresco as kind of the focuses there. And then, big emphasis on Sangiovese from Tuscany, where we do kind of offer wines from a multitude of wines from Brunello and Chianti and all the iterations of Chianti Classico as well, and then smattered in some super Tuscan wines in that as well. But we do try to offer some diversity within Italy and showcase some kind of up and coming regions. Like Sicily is kind of a hotbed right now for red and white wines. And so we've got a kind of emphasis on that area, and then try to find some unique wines from outlying areas that we can, provide to our guests that offer a great sense of place and value as well.
Excellent. Now, you mentioned the DiRōNA Award when you were at Ocean Air Seafood. room that was awarded likely many years ago while you were there as assistant manager. The award nomination for Nesso, it was interesting, came from a soccer star on a University of Indianapolis team, a girls soccer team. Um, did you receive the email with the announcement for DiRōNA, or was that passed on to you by another coworker?
Yeah, that was passed on to the executive team through our marketing director, Carissa Newton. It was a pretty exciting day for myself because I hadn't been having received this award in the past, was kind of looking forward to something that we've been part of to be able to get the recognition from your organization.
Fantastic. Well, we were thrilled when it came through as a nomination. It made its way through proper channels, and we were excited to see it make its way down there to Indianapolis for you. Um, Cunningham Restaurant Group. I mean, we're talking 45, current locations of restaurants amongst a variety of themes. What's next for the group? What's on the pipeline?
We as I had mentioned to you earlier in the our pre-interview, that we just opened up another outlet of our burger concept called Brew Burger Bar in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We had a retail or a former restaurant space closed, and it was a perfect opportunity for us to introduce that concept into that market. We have another restaurant across the street, so we thought it was a great partnership to do that, and an opportunity for us to get another foothold into a market outside of Indianapolis. Opening up in 6-7 weeks or so, we have a new concept for us called Shindig, and that is going to be a casual, kind of family-oriented pizza and wing concept for us that we've not done anything like that before. So we're pretty excited about that. There will be a huge outdoor space that half of it or so will be covered with some roll down, so we can get 3 seasons out of that. But there'll be picnic table service, as well as there's ping pong, cornhole available for our guests as well. So we have a pretty diverse, cool menu. Our culinary team's done a really nice job. Wings, burgers, pizzas with dough made from scratch. It's like a 4-day ferment sourdough, which I'm pretty excited about. We just finished up our last tasting on Friday and kind of walked away needing a nap, but was really happy with the progress that we have with that concept. We're going to do some unique things from a bar perspective as well, and kind of introduce cocktails on tap. As it's a fairly large space, we will be doing 6 customized batch cocktails that will be finished on tap, which will be really nice and give us an ability to execute that at a high level and very consistent, and kind of speed up that process of craft cocktails. And then we also have 2 slushy machines. They'll have 2 outlets on each to be able to do some cool classic versions of frozen drinks. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's going to be fun. And then on the future, we have got a lot of things on the horizon that really aren't quite done deals yet, but I know we've got a project up in Lafayette, Indiana, that's in conjunction with some donors to Purdue University. So they've got a big barn that's going to be a kind of farm to table restaurant with an event space added to that. But that's 2026. We're down the road for there. So, but yeah, we've got a lot of exciting things coming down the pipeline.
Well, Roddy, we can't thank you enough for joining us today. And congratulations, not only on Nesso receiving the DiRōNA, but you've got quite an umbrella of spectacular restaurants in many different sectors. I mean, you're certainly your kitchens are unique in each. Congratulations on the success of the Cunningham Restaurant Group.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Well, everyone, thank you for joining us for another episode. I've been here with Roddy from Indianapolis, Indiana. We'll see you on our next show.